Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will be talking about an add-on that I think can really help you improve the way you're making gold in World of Warcraft and show you new ways of making gold. So this add-on, I already covered it in one of my very first videos, but I want to update everyone who are now joined the channel and just reiterate how great this add-on is. So this is all the things. I'm pretty sure that many of you have already heard of this add-on, or probably you already have it. Most people are using it in order to keep track of everything they're doing in the game, whether it's achievements, the number of items you've collected, or even the flight path you've unlocked, every quest you've collected, every mount. So really you have everything in this database. And what is interesting is that with this database, you can really find anything available in the game. And there is also some specific information that is being provided through this database. So what we're after in today's video are all these different information that can really help you prioritize certain farms and also discover new items you can hunt for. So as you can see, you have different type of categories: dungeons and raids, outdoor zones, world drop, the achievements, all of the holidays, the world events, promotions, battle pets, crafted items, professions, item sets. You even have the black market auction house where you can really track everything, and then also all the different mounts. So you really have a good overview of everything. What we are going to be focusing on in today's video are the dungeons and raids, outdoor zones, world drop, the world events, sometimes the battle pets, and then the crafted items and professions. So one of the best way of finding some nice information is to go in the dungeons and raids. Let's say you're in Warlords of Draenor and you want to know more about like specific dungeons and raids, and you want to know what items you can get from this raid. So let's go on IMO, and you want to know like for the mythic difficulty. So here, as you can see, there is the zone drop. If you click on the zone drop, these are all the different items, usually BOEs, that you can get by killing any trash in the raid. So as you can see, you can already like have a good overview of all these different items that you will be able to do. And you have this information available for any of the different difficulties, because for some specific raids, for instance, like if you go in Legion, for some specific raid, they will have some differences whether you're doing it in Heroic or in normal. So for instance, here, as you can see, the zone drop, you have all these different cloaks, but if you do it in Heroic, you will have different cloaks and different items. So this is really good because like that you can prioritize whether you want to do it in Mythic, normal, LFR, or Heroic. You have the same, of course, with all the different dungeons. So for instance, this is how a couple of like months ago I discovered all these different transmog pieces from this dungeon, the Cathedral of Eternal Night. So really a good way to see what are all the specific drops from each dungeons and raids. Of course, it won't include all the other normal world drops that you can get from each expansions. For that, you want to go here and you want to click on each of these different categories. So for instance, for Warlords of Draenor, as you can see, these are all the different items that you can get in any of the dungeon, raids, and outdoor areas. So for instance, in armors, all these different ones, you will be able to get them in pretty much like anywhere. Same here with all these different things. You also have like all the different weapons. So as you can see, all these different things will drop normally from anywhere in Warlords of Draenor. After that, of course, you also have the outdoor zones. So here, let's say for instance, you're in Outland and you want to like discover what is available in Hellfire Peninsula. So the main things you want to go after are the rares. So here it will really tell you what are the different rares available and what are all the different items that can drop from each rare. Same with the different vendors. So the different vendors, you have really everything, and you can see sometimes some of them can sell some very interesting things. You have like reputation vendors, normal food vendors, to like really specific vendors that can sometimes sell very, very rare and interesting items. So another very interesting thing to check. And then the zone drop for like specific items that can drop in this specific zone. For instance, if you go in Eastern Kingdoms and in RT Islands, as you can see in zone drops, you will have all these different items that can only drop in the RT Highlands on like all these different mobs. After outdoor zones, you also have, of course, the world events. I feel like this is really and very interesting, especially for like let's say, or the holidays actually. If you want, for instance, to know what could be the different loots from the Love is in the Air event, you can go here and look at the different vendors and see what are the different items and when you will be able to get them. So like that, you can really see easily what are all the different things you can get from each of these holiday events, and it can really help you prioritize certain events, and when they're up, you know what to do. So I feel this is a really good way to keep track of all of that, and definitely something I'm always checking. And again, you don't have to go anywhere. You can just dive into this database and you will have all this information. So after that, of course, you also have like all the crafted items. So this is really good, especially for instance, like blacksmithing and like you have like tailoring and leatherworking. So let's say you want to go here and see what are the different shoulders you can craft in the Burning Crusade. These are, the different things you can discover. Same here. So when it comes, for instance, to the different weapons, as you can see, these are all the different weapons you can craft. And like that, you can really see what could be something interesting to look for. So crafted items is very good, and you can really have like a good overview of any type of profession. So I feel this is extremely useful. And then of course profession, this is like basically the same, but with all the different recipes available. And I feel this is again something very useful because sometimes there are recipes you won't even know that exist and that can reward you with quite a lot of gold. After that, of course, as I mentioned, you have like many different things. For instance, I made a like video on the best toys to farm, and you can go here, for instance, and really have a look at all these different toys from all these different sources. For instance, Merchant's Arrays, crafted items, and like that, you can see what are all the different things you can make gold with. So this is the first main reason why I would encourage you to get this add-on, is to really understand what are all the different things you can farm in the game. Then they also provide a very important and interesting set of information, and these are the uniqueness in terms of the appearance of each item. So for instance, if I go in Legion and I go in, let's say, Tomb of Sargeras. So here, if you go in Mythic, you can see the zone drop. All these different items can be dropped from the different trash within the raid. And as you can see, for instance, this one, there is only one mention, the Acolytes Abandoned Foot Wraps. And under the ATT, you can see there is no other names. But here, for instance, if you go here, you can see there is the Awakening Horror Spoilers, but also the Demon Bane shoulder pads. So this shows you basically what are all the different other sources for this specific item. Here, as this is the only name available, it means that this item is completely unique. If someone wants to get this appearance, they will have to get this specific BOE. But if you go, for instance, on this one, as you can see, there is another one with the Paladin next to it. It means that in that scenario, there is another source for this item that is only available for Paladins. So still, for any other class, if they want to get this item, they will have to get the BOE. Then if you go on this one or on this one, here you can see there are two different sources, and there is no mention of being, for instance, specific to hunters. So here it means that the BOE is one source, but you can definitely have this item also just by killing over bosses. And so it might be better for people to just farm the item in the raid and not buy the BOE. So this is extremely interesting because like that you are able to prioritize items that are unique and that you think you will be able to make the most gold out of with. So this is something very important because in many cases, people will farm items without realizing that these items already have a lot of other appearances and that this is not unique. If you go, for instance, on some of these, like transmog pieces from, Wells of Draenor, as you can see, this is an epic BOE, but as you can see, there is literally like at least 6 or 7 other appearances that share the exact same appearance. Here, for instance, this one, as you can see, this is the same. And so this is why for a lot of these different items, it doesn't make them interesting. This one has more than 10. So no one is really going to go and spend some gold on this specific BOE when they can have probably another source that they can get from a dungeon or raid and something they can directly drop without having to pay for anything. So this is something very important that you should have and that will help you prioritize whether this is a good farm or not. And this is something that will always be available. So for instance, here, I just dropped a few items. As you can see, it will directly tell me if these items are unique or not. As you can see, this one has two other sources. This one is the unique source. So usually like that, you will be able to really see what are the best items you can farm. So this is something I've been using for years, and really he helped me a lot to make a lot of gold, and I would highly encourage you to do it. Again, once you've downloaded the add-on, just keep in mind, go here in all the things and click on the debug mode and to show all trackable things, because otherwise you might miss some items. But like that, normally you should have access to absolutely everything. So that's going to be pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I really hope it will help you make some gold. I will be back very soon with more guides, and in the meantime, I wish you a happy Sunday and good luck for next week. Bye!